Hey guys, happy early Sunday. It's early morning here. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm just having my tea and I thought I would sit down and film something because I have some time today. So it's probably going to be a bit longer than usual. I mean, longer audio than usual. So, first of all, I have a little request. One of my lovely subscribers and clients has asked for a little pick me up. So, I know that a lot of you actually had some really big movements lately. So, if anybody feels like, sharing their movements or their stories so far or anything that would kind of help her out, motivate her with her vibrational work and everything, you can do that in the community or you can post it here in the comments. If you feel comfortable sharing, of course, it's not something anybody needs to do. If anybody wants to, that's great. Okay, so I wanted to share something that happened yesterday, and I'm going to explain why I'm sharing it. It's about mindset, obviously, and a lot of other things. So, yesterday, one of my new clients sent me a message where he said that he couldn't really understand some of the things in the instructional audio, the instructions you get with your spells. And he said it's because my accent is very thick. So if I could type some things for him because he couldn't understand them. Okay, so guys, if anybody else doesn't understand me, you do have subtitles option on YouTube, so you can turn on that option and it will be a lot easier to understand me. Again, I am Eastern European. English is not my first language. And I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I do have an accent. It's pretty normal because, again, I'm from Eastern Europe. Okay. Having said that, a minute after I read his message, I went to check my email. And there was an email from another client, and she was like sending me some updates. And it's really funny because together with those updates, actually, after that email, she did send another one, and I'm gonna read it to you. Uh, just a sec. Okay, here it is. So she said, "Not sure I ever told you this, but I absolutely adore your accent. Not just the relaxing, peaceful energy, but the accent itself. It's so classy." So I have actually, within 1 minute, read two completely different comments about my accent. So the opposite things have been said. And, it's up to me where I'm going to focus my energy, of course. But it's also telling you that it's all about perception. So people will perceive you in all kinds of ways. It will always happen. One person will see you as this, while the other will see you as completely something opposite. One person will think your accent is cute, the other will think it's very thick. And it is what it is, and that's always going to happen. You will always get all sorts of, opinions and comments. Some people will think you're great, some people will think you're horrible. And that is normal. That's something you need to accept. The only thing that you get to choose is where you're gonna focus. So what are you gonna focus on? Because both of these things will always exist. Somebody will comment something nice, somebody will, not. But it's up to you what you're gonna focus on. And it's up to you whether one comment will like ruin your day and you're gonna feel bad. Oh, what if people don't understand me? Or if you're gonna feel really happy and because you got another comment that was the opposite of that one. And I feel that people tend to focus more on the negative comments, and that's the truth, right? You will always get a compliment and you will always get some kind of a critique. And our brain is just wired to focus on the bad stuff, and you're going to be thinking about bad stuff and you're going to totally ignore the compliment. So for me, I actually really smiled when I saw the email and I thought it was so cute, and I'm gonna definitely focus on that comment. Anyways, maybe it's a stupid example, but I just really wanted to use it because I think you're gonna kind of understand what I mean when I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Now let's talk some more about mindsets and how we create our mindsets. As you know, our brain gets programmed from the moment we are born, and how it's gonna be programmed depends on a bunch of things. So you will probably notice the differences between generations, your parents, your grandparents, yourself, your kids. You're gonna notice that they're all different. They all have different interests. They all have like different values, different beliefs. There's a clear difference when somebody comes from another generation than you do. And then people that come from your generation, you will have something in common with them. It's because, obviously, things in the world have been different in somebody else's generation, and their brain was programmed based on that. And even though the times have changed and now things are different and some things are completely different, you will notice that they still kind of hold on to the stuff from the past. And this is because that's what they picked up when their brain was developing. So obviously, there's so many stuff around us that affect our mindset, and it's absolutely not just about what we think. Our mindset is not really fully ours. That's the thing, and that's very important to understand before you change it. That it's not even your belief, it's something you picked up or something you grew up in the time when this was kind of a thing. You will also notice that people from different cultures have different mindsets. They have different values, different traditions, and they have different opinions than maybe you, somebody who is from completely different culture. That is also normal. Obviously, their mindset was influenced by their culture. Also, it's a thing with religion, it's a thing with a bunch of stuff. So it's very important to be aware of that. So I want everybody to really work on this and put in the effort. Buy yourself a little journal, a little notebook, whatever, and make it your working notebook where you're gonna put in all the thoughts you have about how you were programmed. And you can really pinpoint at things sometimes, and sometimes you can't, but it doesn't matter. The important thing is that you realize, okay, this is not my belief. A lot of people were saying this at this time, or a lot of people were thinking this at that time, or I have been reading a lot about this, or a lot of members of my family have been saying this. So a lot of the things that you think are yours actually aren't. And I really want everybody to be aware of that and to be able to make that difference. Okay, this is not mine. This is not me. This is not who I am, right? And it's going to be so much easier for you to kind of dissect these things. And another thing I really wanted to talk about is how everything is always connected. And when I say everything is connected, what I'm talking about is actually, all of the religions, spirituality, everything. It's actually all connected. And you know how I always say that if you're religious, that's perfectly fine. And whatever you believe in, that's perfectly fine. Because at the end, it's all connected and it all comes down to the same thing. Whether you call it God, source, universe, it comes down to the same belief, really. Same belief. So people have since forever had the same belief. They just have been calling it different names. They have been worshiping their belief differently, or just expressing their belief in different ways. But it all comes down to the same thing, and everything is connected. And then, if you would ask me this question that nobody has really asked me, but I think it's such a good question that I have asked myself. And that is, if I don't know how to phrase it, but for example, you know how some people have seen Jesus or Virgin Mary, and you wonder, well, if that's not a thing, how did that happen? Um, so obviously, a lot of these stories are made up, and some of these people were hallucinating or whatever, but not everyone, clearly. And I think that this was, with some of them, it was a real spiritual experience, and the reason why they saw Jesus or Virgin Mary, it's because they believe they're Catholics, or Christians, should I say, and they this is what they believe in. So when something was presented to them that's beyond us, it was represented in an image that they will understand, and that they will kind of relate to, and they will believe, okay, this is really happening because this is something they resonate with. So everything is connected, and any belief you have that is about love and understanding and really nice things is a good one. Whatever it is, if you made up your own religion, still good, still good. If you have good intentions and you wish well to others, anything works and anything is good, because it's all the same and it's all connected and it's all the same, like I say, just like we are all the same, essentially. Nobody is better than anybody else. So I hope this is making sense. I have been just thinking about how I want to tell you about it, and I didn't really know how to phrase it properly, and I never do. I improvise, and hopefully the message has been received. Um, and yeah, guys, I really hope you had a lovely weekend, and I hope you are doing your vibrational work. Anyways, I love you guys, and bye.